Sally, a college freshman at the University of Delaware studying microbiology, went bowling with her friends and got some pepperoni pizza. She came back, forgot to put the pizza in her fridge, and left it on her desk for the full weekend. The next 2 days were filled with studying for her chem exam the next week. Sunday night, she came back from the library, starved from the morning. She saw the pizza and her mouth instantly watered. Without heating it up or realizing that it had been on her desk for 2 days, she wolfed the pizza down and went to bed around 11 p.m. for her 8 a.m. chemistry exam with Professor Fajardo. Sally woke up at 2 a.m. with cold sweats and some abdominal cramps, as well as nausea. She didn't think too much of it, so she drank some water and tried to go back to sleep. 15 minutes later, she found herself hunched over a garbage bag, violently throwing up for the rest of the night. She not only was throwing up, but she also found herself with diarrhea and developed a fever of about 101 degrees Fahrenheit. After the entire night of throwing up, around 7 a.m., she realized that she was extremely fatigued and dehydrated. She couldn't even walk properly because she felt as though all of her joints were locked in place. Sally, being a pre-med student, thinks she can self-diagnose her symptoms. In her mind, she thinks she has the stomach flu. She sends an email to her professor telling her she can't make it to her chem exam, so she makes an appointment at the Student Health Services to further document her sickness so she can take her final exam at a later date.
Hi, Sally. What seems to be the problem?
I've been throwing up all night. I have the stomach flu.
What are your symptoms?
Sally begins to tell the nurse everything that has been going on. The nurse realizes that many of the symptoms sounds similar to the symptoms of the stomach flu. However, she has a couple more questions to ask before she can make a diagnosis.
Did you have anything to eat before you went to bed?
Yep, some pizza from the weekend.
When was this pizza from?
Friday night,
And how soon after did you start experiencing the symptoms?
about 3 hours later.
It was at this moment that the nurse realized that it wasn't the stomach flu that Sally had, but food poisoning from the bowling alley pizza. The nurse then begins to explain to Sally why she does have the stomach flu, or she does not have the stomach flu.
The stomach flu is a type of viral gastroenteritis. It is the inflammation of the stomach and the intestines caused by one of any number of viruses. It is something that can be spread because it is a virus. Food poisoning is caused by eating something that is infected by either a bacteria, a virus, or a parasite-contaminated foods. Pizza is a perishable food and you didn't refrigerate it after you left it outside for 2 days. This is probably the most likely cause for your sickness. Additionally, the stomach flu incubation period is 1 to 2 days after exposure to the virus. Food poisoning incubation period is a couple of hours like you experienced.
Wow, that makes so much more sense. What are some common ways that I could protect myself from food poisoning?
Some common ways to avoid food poisoning include always washing your hands, utensils, and food surfaces often, keeping raw foods separate from ready-to-eat foods, cooking foods at a safe temperature, refrigerating perishable foods promptly within 2 hours of purchasing or preparing them, and if you're unsure, always throw it out.
Sally learned a lot from this experience, and she was able to use the